Hello, welcome to the first unit in our geometry class. Today we're going to look at the relationship between points and lines, and then we're also going to put in planes, and then we're going to learn a couple of other words associated with. First, we're going to start with these things we call undefined terms. Undefined terms are used as a building block for building the whole course of geometry. So they're things that we are just starting out points. And so our first one is point. A point is a base geometric term that describes a location and has no thickness, depth, or width. Every point we're going to name it with a capital letter. And when we're writing in words, we'll say point A. And for a drawing of it, there's just a point, and then there's a capital letter next to it, denoting that that's where the point is. Now, a collection of points in a straight line is called a line. A line is it's a straight one-dimensional figure having no thickness and extending infinitely in both directions. So those arrows mean it keeps going on forever there and keeps going on forever in the other direction. Now, a line is denoted by two capital letters, which happen to be 2 points on that line. Or sometimes it's line C, it's a lowercase letter that is usually in italics that will be the whole line. So there's 2 ways we can represent a line. Now a plane is a little bit trickier. It's a flat two-dimensional surface that extends infinitely far. But again, in this case, it has no thickness. So it's just like a sheet of paper that extends forever. Now there's 2 ways we can name a plane. You can use three points that are on the plane, like A, B, and C, or a capitalized italicized capital letter. So like if I said K, that doesn't represent a point here, that represents the whole plane. So you can either say plane K or plane ABC. Now there's some terms related to these. If I use the word collinear, it means points that lie on the same line. It has no special naming, but it looks like this. There's 4 different points on this line. Coplanar points, it's like you have a sheet of paper, and their points are lines that lie on the same plane. So A and B lie on that plane, and so does this line. And it has no special naming. Oops. If we look at a segment's like a line, but it's cut off at 2 endpoints. Our definition is it's a part of a line that's bounded by 2 distinct endpoints and contains every point on the line between the endpoints. So we name it based off of its endpoints. So we have EF with a segment above it. Notice how we don't have any arrows here, and arrows would mean it continues in both directions. Now we have a ray. Ray starts at an endpoint and then extends in one direction and goes infinitely in that direction. So we name it by an endpoint and then another point on that ray. If there's another point, EG, that would be the same thing as EF. So we start with our endpoint and then our other point and then draw with an arrow. An angle. An angle is, oops. An angle is a figure formed by 2 rays meeting at a point. So E has a ray that goes out to D and it has a ray that goes out to F. So we'd say DEF is this angle. We can name it by just saying angle E, the vertex on where it changes direction, or we can say DEF or FED. Now, not all angles can we use just a single letter. If there are multiple angles in a situation, say if I have, oops, something like this. Now if I had DEF here, we couldn't say angle E because that could represent this angle, this angle, this angle, or this angle. So angle E would not be specific enough here. But if it's just a single angle off to the side, angle E is clear. We're talking about this angle here. All right, that's the end of lesson 1.